We're looking at the Terran player, we are looking at the Prime player. If he takes this game, he advances to Code S together with Keen. His ID is...
Byun Prime.
Byun Prime, also called L.
Also called Ghost King.
I will never forgive him for this ID. To the right side of the map is his opponent. We have a Zerg player for TSL starting in blue. He is...
TSL Shine.
Oh, you were right on the Korean casters with that one again, man.
trying to sync up with them. Doing my best here.
Like iPod syncing with iTunes? Like that? Is that what kind of sync you're going for? Or
Don't start with this Apple stuff with me. I tried to sync my iPod Touch. Deleted everything. Well, the whole bloody iPod. But all the music got deleted twice in the Outback. Nothing. Boring as hell.
How did it all get deleted twice though in the Outback?
I tried to sync it with my laptop, and every single time I tried to sync it for no reason whatsoever, there was an error, and then boom, everything was gone.
How long ago was this? Which iPod? Just out of curiosity.
It was like 2 years ago. 2 years ago. When was I in Australia? Yeah, I think like 2 years ago.
I was curious if it was like one of the super old iPods.
No, it was an iPod Touch. It was really good. I liked it. Up to that point, I really liked it. But then it got worse and worse. I could tell you stories.
We'll talk about this later. Right now, we have a command center first on the high ground. So it's a risk, but it's a less of a risk. And Shine is going for this quick gas. It indicates he wants to at least get speed out first so he can control the map with it. On a map like this, speed is so important because you can make your Terran opponent's life hell at the third base, but also you want to be able to defend against the Hellions at your own third, which is very far away on this map. And he's not using that gas at all.
No, he's not. At this point, for some reason,
he just isn't mining from it.
Yeah, now he starts. Now he put a few drones.
That was kind of weird.
Yeah, it flipped up for a second. Was probably busy directing his overlords. Having a poke with the overlord at the natural right now because he's wondering, okay, where exactly is this expansion? Are you really going for a one-base build? And then he spots the, sees the orbital, and that's about it. Ghost King actually double-checking and then dropping another command center here.
This is pretty rare for this matchup to go for a double command center before gas because you surrender several things. You surrender map control. You make yourself at risk to big aggression from roaches. Banelings as well can be scary, and roaches and banelings together can be scary, but roaches specifically are going to be a big problem for you without those techniques to get from gas. And here's the bunker being played. The link can actually annoy them for limited time only.
Nom-noms away at the SCV, but the Marine to the rescue, sir. There comes
sack for Marines, man. That was pretty good.
I don't think so. Well, we have now a speed coming up, and as of now, there's not a lot of aggression going on. That's something that we might see a little bit later. Shine, of course, has a lot of options here. We see a lot of Zerg players going for a heavy link force in the early game because they want to pressure this natural. The one player who comes to mind is Life, of course. That's what he really loves to do. But we already have 30 harvesters and a pretty fast tech to layer.
But with one extra gas being added. I think that he's probably going to go Mutus, probably going to add more gases, but he could also go Nidus, I guess. Did he pull out a gas at all? No. And he's got the second gas now. Now the third gas and fourth gas are being taken, so it looks like it is going to be Mutilus after all.
He doesn't really have a lot of ground units, only 4 Zerglings, also only 2 Queens, so there are no defenses. He doesn't have anything here. He realizes that there's not a lot of aggression coming from Byun, and therefore he plays greedy. Double engineering bay now for Byun. He can go for the double upgrades, but this also means that he will have, if it's Mutilus, the opportunity to get missile turrets in time to defend.
This Hellion production is super late, by the way. This is 7-minute mark starting the Hellions.
And now we have a third base coming up for Shine. Shine has to choose his tag, and there it is. It's going to be Mutalisks. going for Mutas. The Hellions will be quite late, and this is of course working in Shine's favor. He's getting a lot of gas here, getting the third base too. He will know about the Hellions in time. Harvester count is 39 to 42. And at the same time, Byun is already starting a few Marauders, which I really like in case that there is some kind of aggression coming from Shine. He will at least have a few units that can counter that, because his siege tanks are going to be late.
Yeah, he made a Marauder. In fact, he started a second one. Yeah, there it is. And I think
that's what I mean.
It's going to put him into a bit of an awkward situation when the Mutas arrive, because he's only got one barracks to produce off for now, and both of them are making reactors, which takes so long, so his Marine count will start to get higher once his reactors finish. But before that, when the Mutas arrive, he might only have 10 to 16 Marines, and that's going to be really hard to deal with the Mutas, bounce between the bases.
I feel it should be enough. He can build the missile turrets, he has an engineering base, but I love that he's at least getting a few Marauders to make sure that he's not dying to a roach push. But because he doesn't have he has no chance of getting those siege checks in time, because he went for those 3 orbitals and decided to go into Hellions after that. Now the Mutalisks are building, and Shine hit his Spire. So it's a little bit tricky for Byun to actually see what's going on here. He has 5 Marines building at a time, that's really going to help him. But if he bounces between the bases, Shine can definitely do some damage here, you're so right.
Yeah. The Hellions are trying to sneak in again. There's a wall, though.
Yeah, but wait, we have a lot of Marines. There was a little bit of a fight between Marines and the Zerglings. Now he knows also that the Mutalisks, the Hellions, just spotted them, and of course he gets one of the missile turrets immediately.
He also decides my third base cannot be landed right now. I gotta pull that back. He was lifting it otherwise. This is the scary moment on this map, where the Terran player has to take that third base, and it's not easy.
Where is this missile turret in the main base? There it is, just ready in time. And yeah, Shine has to pull back. How many SCVs did he kill? 5 in total.
That Hellion that saw the Mutas was so critical. If he didn't have that turret, he could have killed so much more.
The Hellion was really important. The Harvester count for Byun is great though. 55 on 2 bases, thanks to the 3rd command center that he has, and of course with the 3rd new brilliant position here. Has good micro, really good. Has to pay attention to his Hellions though.
Yeah, he does pull them away from the Mutas now. If he sends him to the 3rd base, he is going to have a barbecue, because there's no spine, there's only 1 queen there. But the Mutas are kind of pushing him around, putting the Hellions where he wants them.
I really worry a bit for Shine. The reason is that we have such a strong upgrade to play for Ghost King, for Byun. He has +2/+2 already on his way, and Marines with decent upgrades and Medivac support do extremely well against Mutalisks. Of course, he is also focusing a little bit, China is, on the Zerglings and Banelings on the ground, but with good splits, this is very, very difficult. So for now, yes, he can occupy his opponent, but he needs to be very, very careful here. Kills another SCV or 2, but the Marines are strong. They're getting the combat shield now. This is one of the upgrades that they are missing, but it's a really dire situation for Shine. Mutalisks are a great unit if you have a lot of surface area where you can attack a lot of bases that you can harass. But with missile turrets everywhere, with good Marine upgrades, it's going to be a situation where Ghost King should be able to deal with this.
I think that you're absolutely right. Now, if Shine does not do one of a few things right now, he's going to be in a lot of trouble in this game. One is to go for a heavy attack at the 3rd or the natural with 1/1 and with all the links he has the ability to produce. 2 is to take a 4th base and get an infestation pit. And 3 is to basically set up a good amount of map control like he's doing right now with Banelings, burrow them on the map, and use the Mutas to keep his opponent in his base while he gets the 4th. There's the 4th going down now, and then get the Infestors just a little bit later, but being a little bit more aggressive rather than trying to tech and take the 4th. And I like this way of doing it, where he basically sets up Ghost King a few ways where he can make a mistake. Like attacking all the way across the map might also be a mistake for Ghost King right now, so he's just willing to take that 4th base to the north.
Look at Byun's upgrades, +3. He certainly doesn't waste any time at all. If he goes for +3 armor, that would be brilliant for him. Yeah.
He doesn't have enough resources just yet, but he will very soon.
Facing 3/3 Marines is so scary. I love these traps here, but they are scanned. He scouts them. It's smart play by Shine, but still, it's scary. It's really scary. 100 army supply for Shine against 75. He scans everywhere, takes down Burrow Banelings. This is pretty awesome. 40 Banelings more.
Yeah, he needs them. This base to the north is just barely not scouted by the Hellions. Now he sends men. Meanwhile,
nice
huge
attack
down here. And the Banelings are rolling in as well. These SVs need to get out of here.
Uh-oh. 50 Banelings here, but he just dodges them.
He blew up on the refinery with several of those Banelings as well.
That was definitely not the best move, but the rest of them, look at this! So many of them, the siege tanks, they will die in seconds, but nice split here by Byun.
Yeah.
Byun taking a supply lead and now pushing into the third base.
The fourth is going to go
backing off
down
again.
here. One of the fourths, that is. There's two of them. Now Bermuda's coming for the trap.
The split is decent. That's a really good split. Well done. So many resources lost by Shine. The last few Banelings, they make up for it. But this expansion is going to die. The Hellions take down the hatch. But the problem is still there. Byun is taking a significant supply lead.
Oh, with Shine's remaxing.
And as I say, he loses another bunch of units and the gap is closed.
Yeah. It's the medevacs that he's losing now.
Yeah. Not only the medevacs, lost another few Marines, and yeah, so therefore suddenly Shine takes the supply lead instead of Ghost King. But the upgrades are definitely better for the Terran. You have 2+2+2 coming up for Shine, but for now, the Terran player for the Prime team, he still has a window and a very late tech to Hive. Of course, only because he built so many Banelings in the mid game, he really committed to it. 50 Banelings in total, that's a lot of gas that you invest. That delays everything.
Right now at the bottom of the map, Shine is trying to make a pyramid with his overlords, but he messed it up. It goes 4, 3, 2, and then 1. Not 4, 2, and then 1. But he's got this massive force coming to the bottom left. And I think that if Byun is out of position, he can do a lot with this, but this is so risky to actually be this far away from creep on the map like this, because now
he scans every single time.
Byun wants to try to fight here, it looks like. He wants to be able to get down onto this fourth. The investors are coming out. He's got 4 of them in total, and he's starting to catch up with upgrades.
Yeah, he really does. He's now in +2/+2, and the third armor upgrade for Byun is missing. He still has the better attack upgrades, but the gap is not that huge anymore.
A massive counterattack, though. 123 lings on the map. He actually started to go for the counterattack and then stopped.
There is a wall, there are a few bunkers and siege tanks, but the space is under attack, it's under pressure. The siege tanks are there, trying to target out the Banelings. Great shots here.
Way too many lings for him to handle. He's going to have to pick up here and hope that the mutas don't catch him. He's only got 3 mutas.
The Banelings, most of them are gone. He tries to go for the stutter stab, he tries to fight here. He can't run away. The Zerglings, yes, there are so many of them. Is he able to defend? No, I don't think so. 2 Banelings are left, and Ghost King is now at 160 supply against 140. Shine is losing too much. The Zerglings are gone. The stutter step and the sieged up tanks are a little bit too much for him to handle. Resources lost right now are way in favor of Byun.
He did just lose a lot of medevacs, though. The supply is dead even at 144 each. I feel that Shine, he had a great position there. I can't believe Byun actually tried to fight with those lings after he saw them. But even so, once Byun got into that defensive position, I think Shine should have turned around, but he lost a ton of lings there. But lings are replaceable. They cost a lot of larva, but not a lot of resources.
Well, the same is true for Marines.
True.
A little bit more expensive.
But he lost a lot of tanks. He also lost some medevacs there as well.
The reinforcements that streamed in from Byun saved today. At first, this Zergling force was way too strong, but then he was able to get into siege tank range. Had a few Marines that helped out.
Another drop to the north is going to be a big pain.
Oh! He doesn't see it.
Oh,
that is the one bus that he could go for. Everything else was scammed earlier, but this one, that's one that he misses.
I need to target the hatchery. Okay, that was close. We almost had one of those situations where you have 20 hit point hatchery left.
You shot me for a second there. I was like, what?
Sorry about that.
Double
I didn't mean to
stop
scare you.
Oh, and this is also
This hatchery is very low, but he doesn't want to fight those investors.
Yeah, he doesn't want to commit. He doesn't want to lose these units, but he drops in the main base, and that's going to be very scary.
It's a double drop, and there's no investors here. The Greater Spire is a little bit vulnerable. He has to choose between his tech and his 4th base, it looks like.
Yeah. He has to make a choice, and he's making it right now. He's trying to save his tech. Here are the Broodlords. They might be able to defend this 4th base. Double Starport is nearly completed, and then we'll have 4 Vikings at a time, but the Marines here are in trouble.
That was a big mistake. Every single Marine that died there died for 1 Broodlord. Now we got no hatchery. Didn't get the hatch. His drop cleaned up in the main. He could have done so much more. That was a huge mistake to try to go for the Blue Lord like that. The Infestors, though, are going down. He targets them after he gets a scan. This is huge as well.
That was awesome. Kills every single Infestor here. That was brilliant.
Making a ton more Marines right now as well.
Very aware of what's happening, sees the burrow, uses the scans, and targets the Infestors immediately. There was a lot of resources lost for Shine. This is the back and forth battle.
He doesn't have enough units to stop this attack to the base of the south, though, I don't feel. These medevacs, there's more medevacs than Marines here.
He has to lift them, but there's another attack at the top right. There's just action on this map everywhere. Both of them trying to be so aggressive, trying to go for counter attacks, for drop play. This is really well done. A great game with a lead for the Zerg player now. He lost a lot more resources in the game, 4,000 additional resources. The army supply is nearly even.
This is not a good spot for Byun. He lost the command center. His opponent is remaking hatcheries, but he has the better army. And as long as he doesn't make any mistakes with it, like leaving those Broodlords behind, he can just take this game very easily from now on. Like, going forward here, he's going to have all the room to work with in the world.
Yeah, you're right. He's not really ahead in army supply, but the composition is better. The Vikings, there are not enough of them. 7 in total, 8 now, against 7 Corruptors and also 4 Infestors.
I think Shine would even be more aggressive if he didn't lose those Infestors. Losing those Infestors means he's a little bit shy to move out.
Yeah. On the other hand, if Byun is now able to get the Vikings, more Vikings into the game, and then spreads them out well, there are not too many Infestors, so with a good Viking spread, he could still take this game.
These tanks, but also the Baneling traps, he could actually just unburrow those. He doesn't, though.
Alright, another drop.
Totally shut down, though.
Yeah.
He doesn't have the ability to do drops to kill basically anymore. Uh-oh, it's the Hero Marauder who's back.
The bank for Byun is a bit crazy. He could produce, but he doesn't.
Yeah, he's not hitting his Marine production like he should. Now he starts hitting.
Yeah, he started again.
Is he switching for... Why is this happening like this? Okay, no, never mind.
No, there was no switch. Again, then it's the stim. No fungal just yet. Here come the Vikings. A great fungal on the Vikings. No split by Byun. The Corruptors are taking charge, but there are still Marines, and the Marines do a lot of damage here. But we have so much supply still left for Shine. He tries to push in to the 4th base, and now suddenly Byun is down to 107 supply against 146.
He's losing that base. Marines starting to fall here. He doesn't pull the medevacs back, so he's losing those up at the top of the map. Byun is, I feel, out of luck here. He is desperately lifting bases right now to try to find a place to mine. He's got no money. He can't spend it. He can't spend to get his army back up. He'll lose this orbital, it looks like. Barely saving it, but using all the resources he has in order to do so.
GG. Shine has still the chance of advancing here. Byun is now on 2 wins, 2 losses. Shine has 3 wins and 1 loss. If he wins against Parting in the next game that we have after a short break, then Shine is going to advance to Code S. And Byun is slightly disappointed here.
Yeah. He should be. That was a game that he took a lot of risks in, and he wasn't quite able to capitalize on all of them once he lost a few battles in the middle of the map. Losing a few Marines to those burrowed Banelings, and also all the harassment at the 3rd base became a problem for him. That one fight, though, where there were 123 Zerglings on the map, that was when Byun made a mistake. He didn't realize, I feel, how many Lings were behind the first wave, and he lost so much. There's so many siege tanks, then he lost his medevacs to Infestors. That was a big, big problem.
Abyssal City just proves once again to be a really tough map for Terran, and Shine now has the chance to go into Code S without relying on anyone else. We're having a 5-minute break, and then we are back. I guess we are going to skip ASD versus Trap. The game is not needed. Both of them are already out. So we are going to head right into Parting against Shine next in about 5 minutes. See you then.